Only Mr. Allison referred to the Small Business Administration in somewhat oblique manner and their role in the recovery and stimulus package. And curious, this is the Committee on Small Business, if any of you would see an enhanced role for the Small Business Administration in terms of perhaps providing the loans that Mr. Massey's talking about, some of the cash flow that's out there so that it can go to small business and not just business in general.
Well, sir, let me first explain. I comment a lot about the SBA programs because I get exposed to them probably more frequently than the other colleagues here. But as I said earlier, you have an environment right now where so many small businesses need assistance. We have an SBDC counselor in our chamber office, and we are very fortunate to have this very brilliant young lady. But the fact is she's overbooked, she's underfunded, stretched too thin. And so one of my recommendations this morning was for federal funding to make it possible to put more SBDC people out in the field, along with the action of moving from 2.5% of the set-aside of federal research and development funds to 5%. That's a giant leap, but you've still left the other 95% with big business and universities. But I think if you look at the facts, small business has delivered the results. 5 times more patents issued for public funds, per dollar of public funds than big businesses, 20 times more patents than universities. And I think the SBDC is an avenue that can be pursued quickly to get some rapid results. EDA as well. EDA is in the practice of offering grants to communities. And one that I was experienced with several years ago, they provided monies for infrastructure in the development of a new local business park that was primarily designed for small businesses. Today that business park is relatively full with thriving new businesses with new rooftops. So in my view, I think that that much of what we could do we're not talking about a lot of money here. Federal dollars are already being put out there in research and development. I'm talking about changing up the allocation ratio a little bit, put a little more into where you get more results. Thank you.
Could the others comment?
Yes. Even though O'Connell Electric in the solar electric business in New York State, we are a large electrical contractor, but 35 out of the 40 NYSERDA approved installers out there are 1- and 2- and 5-man shops. I do know them. I do know individuals, friends that are doing the same business we are. What happens when this downturn, the incentive runs out, and they only have 3 or 4 jobs lined up that are essentially only 2 months worth of work? They pull back. They don't expand. At O'Connell, we are able to reallocate our forces to another division or whatever. Small businesses aren't able to do that. They just have, their normal employees, and then they don't want to lay them off. So what they do, they stretch out their jobs, and they eventually don't reinvest. So I see them not buying a new truck or a new way to do their work better because they don't have the work booked for the next 3 months, 4 months. So they're holding back. They're definitely holding back, and they're trying not to lay off their people. They're working a little less efficiently. Whereas if they had some work booked, they would be buying some new technologies and keeping their 8 and 10 and sometimes have 12 people working.
I think anything that we look into will help. You're going to have to study what is the best way to do it. The small businesses are fantastic. Okay, I am one. Okay, and we do invest in new technology. What we have found by doing it, we have an advantage over larger companies that we compete with, and we can do work cheaper, faster, and as long as we take advantage of it. But to take advantage of it, it's got to be there, and we have to have the money to be able to do it. Okay.
I think the SBA is a good vehicle to run things through. I mean, I think if you can allow small businesses such as mine or any others to have the ability to access loans, short-term loans to get through the timeline of the projects, whether they're working with anybody at this panel or any of our other brothers in the construction industry, it's a good deal. And I think that is an opportunity that affords us a way or a vehicle to get that money to these small businesses.
Thank you.
Time